Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be discussing what I thought of that latest and shocking ending episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned that this is a spoiler-filled episode review. Again, this is a spoiler-filled review. If you're not caught up on the Fear the Walking Dead by this episode or the past couple episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. So you have been warned. That being said, this was certainly a surprising episode. We got to see a little bit more of what was happening in the past and what was happening in the present. Even though it was a little out of character for him, I love seeing John. May sound bad, but I like seeing him angry or at least aggravated. And it was pretty badass of him to shoot the vulture's finger off and threatening to shoot him. His anger was justifiable considering he learned that his beloved Laura or Naomi is supposedly dead. But we'll get more to that later. And I liked how Morgan played peacekeeper or mediator during this whole episode. And Morgan's presence in this episode and his role through this particular story was a great reminder that he is really trying to stick to that all life is precious ideology. It's a risky, dangerous ideology and a practice to have, especially in the apocalypse. But damn it, he is trying his damnedest. He even stepped it between Alicia and Mel and the vultures when they were in their standoff right before Alicia shot John. Oh, please don't kill John. Please, please, please don't kill John. He's a brand new character. There's no way they're going to kill him. I hope. I hope his wound is treatable too and non-fatal, but I guess we'll have to find out in about 2 weeks. That was shocking and sad. And it was the worst part too, because right as he reunites with his beloved Naomi, that's when Alicia is like, no! Because she puts two and two together. Apparently Naomi's with the vultures now, apparently. Like, I'm guessing that whatever happens or happened at the stadium, maybe they were attacked by another hostile group or they were overrun with walkers and Naomi was trapped and almost died trying to get out and the vultures saved her or spared her and then she joined them or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just purely speculating. I'm just trying to give some reasons as to why she's with Mel and his people. And I'm sure we'll find out. But, what I loved is how much backstory we've got with Naomi. And we finally figured out why she literally keeps running. She's trying to outrun the pain, the guilt, and the blood on her hands. That was a hell of a backstory for a character in a zombie post-apocalypse, for Walking Dead, for any zombie property. I mean, you have a sick child that you're trying to take care of. You go out to find medicine. You tell this kid to hide and stay in the back so that nobody thinks you're sick and they might kick you out. Keep quiet. But then when she gets back, she puts the pieces together. Her daughter turned, infected someone else. That person infected someone else, and on it goes. And soon everybody was infected and died and ate each other. And so not only has she lost her daughter, but she's ultimately responsible for what happened at this FEMA shelter. Yikes, that is an enormous burden to carry on anyone's shoulders, whether you're a mother or father. If you're responsible for the death of tons of people, and if you're a good, decent person, you're going to feel bad about it. And we can certainly understand why. What I really enjoyed about this episode is that it was primarily dedicated to one character. Yes, there were multiple cast members in the show tonight, but it really focused on Naomi and what's been driving her and how she was trying to make it right. And then it was also about how Strand was trying to make it right. I mean, he came clean about his contingency plan with Madison, which clearly hurt her with the way she said, today was a big win, you helped out, let's leave it at that. But she briskly walked away from him. So clearly she's a little hurt, and I don't blame her. I think there's a bit of trust that needs to be rebuilt there if possible. But Strand also did own up to it. He did admit to Madison he was going to do that. And he also did something what I think we as human beings do a lot of to each other. When somebody does something we don't like and it reminds us of something we don't like about ourselves, we project onto the other person. When Strand was giving Naomi such a harsh time about trying to abandon them, or she was being a selfish coward and whatnot, he was projecting everything he didn't like about himself onto her, because she's a similar kind of person, or she's going through something similar like Strand is. So I really liked how I really enjoyed how, we primarily focused on Naomi, but we also got to see great snippets of the Strand-Madison relationship. And it also showed us two polar opposites of the story. The Vultures accept that they found enough supplies and food to keep themselves going, and they leave peacefully, with a little subtle threat from Mel, of course. And then in the present, that's a goddamn standoff between our allies, our heroes, and the Vultures. So something clearly went wrong. The Vultures did not go far, as I suspected, and now poor John has been shot, and hopefully they'll be able to fix him. Please save John, please. I love him so much. But God, this whole episode, exploring Naomi's backstory and showing us what's driving her, what motivates her, why she continues to run. The reason certainly makes a lot of sense. I mean, I can't say I blame her. I don't know if it's entirely her fault for what happened with her daughter passing and then, killing and infecting everybody else. But, what a great backstory. What a fantastic backstory. And this episode also did something that I was hoping to see in the Walking Dead universe. They stumbled onto a scene where it's the remnants of a standoff or an incident that went bad, and Madison was able to deduce that these two people shot and killed each other over some goddamn canned food. 3 or 4 cans of baked beans or something. And, it's just that we don't really get to... I feel like we don't see that enough in Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, where our characters come across something that could have been prevented, and that just makes it that much more tragic. When they deduce and break down what happened and they explain it to us, the viewers, were like, God, kind of a waste of life and resources, isn't it? Anyway, that was just a small thing. But I really also enjoyed the amount of walkers in this episode. This was that whole sequence with her, even though it was a bit unbelievable, with her crawling, using the rope to crawl from the trapped little tower thing she was on to Strand and Madison. That was pretty cool. And I'm sure there are plenty of other walker herds out there waiting for our characters to encounter. But highlights, I really like Naomi's backstory, Morgan's role as mediator or peacekeeper while really trying to live true to his philosophy of all life is precious, and he's really not to try to kill anybody, and he doesn't want anybody else to kill anybody else. And just Strand also coming clean with Madison, with Cole, and really trying to better himself. And then Madison making that interesting decision to put a vehicle aside with some supplies, presumably for herself and her 2 kids and no one else. And she says, just in case, just like the name of this episode. And I think Naomi's story about the woman who taught the just in case class really resonated with Madison, because Madison has a lot of people to look out for, but I think the 2 people who top that list are her children. So what I see her doing is acting as a mother. She is looking out for her kids, and the vehicle is just a backup, just in case. So another solid episode. I hope to Christ that John isn't dead. Please don't kill him. Ian Goldberg and Andrew Chambliss, please don't kill John. Please. And if you do, please give him a memorable send-off and not an accidental gunshot wound. All right, guys, what did you think of tonight's episode? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Please feel free to sound off down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you guys. You've been doing a tremendous job with that lately. Thank you so much for watching this episode review. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative and insightful. Also, just a side note, Fear the Walking Dead will be returning on June 3rd. They are taking this Sunday off, I believe, due to the Memorial Day weekend, the holiday weekend. So the new episodes will be back starting June 3rd, and I believe there are only 2 or 3 more episodes left until the mid-season finale. That's how it usually works. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more great content. Have a great rest of the night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.